てから到着まで
ないよ。復活液の瓶なんて。
Ah, thank goodness. Hi everyone, my name is Mimi and welcome to my channel. And today I'm going to be reacting to Dr. Stone Season 4 Episode 22, Until We Meet Again. Last episode they went on a full suicide charge, everybody just dying left and right. Joel made the Medusa battery work, and then at the end there, white man or Senku's voice just like activated the Medusa and the whole earth is being turned into stone. So that's where the episode ended. And before we get into this one, if you guys like my reaction, please give it a thumbs up, please subscribe, and please consider supporting me on Patreon at patreon.com/feelymini. And now let's start this episode, and here we go.
Okay guys, in case the reaction gets blocked and I had to cut out the reaction itself, you can just look in the pinned comment in the comment section where for the link to the reaction highlight itself, so you can just click on it, watch it, and then you just come back for my review.
もし北米組のみんながミッション成功させたとしてじゃねえ。あいつらはやり遂げる。宝自慢時みたく。
That's what I was thinking that maybe they're gonna do.
ただ光線はでかいほど爆速になっからな。タイミング運ゲーすぎる。
RNG? What does RNG?
おう、だったらよ、やべえほど地道だから。作り上げたのか、センク。
Uh,
あの忌まわしき光は世界の終わりだよ。
こうしても
没収された私たちのリュック、中に復活液がございます。センクたちは復活液を失った。
復活液という名のノアの箱舟はここにしかない。手を抜いたかな、スタン。囚われのプリンセスが腐れ縁の科学者では。
うるせえな。
復活液真上に投げとけばワンチャン復活できるまであるかも。あばー、こんな早いのにぴったし投げれるわけないじゃん。
大量に投げ上げるしかないな、復活液を。に見えてから到着まで
ないよ。復活液の瓶なんて。
Ah, thank goodness.
なぜ復活液をメデューサタワーの音の受け皿に。
ごいっす。
Oh, it broke.
あ、そうだ。ゼロ。滅亡何日後。いや、もしかするといつか必ず自然の音で科学の復活液は降り注ぐ。それスイカタワーの真下まで動けんのはてめえだけだ。じゃあなぜの何年後か人類復活の日、また会うその日までよ。だがな、今俺が撃って容器ごとどっかに弾いちまえば復活液は飛び散る。
So would you rather the whole earth be doomed forever? Okay.
俺らの仲間にぶっかかりゃ勝ちの目もあんぜ。
数千年前の大厄災と完全なる再現性。 おお、なんとエレガントな滅びの光だろう。センク、僕や君なら新世界を手に入れ正しく導くことができたのに。そう、初めからあまりにも似すぎていたんだ。
独裁がどうとかは1ミリたりとも興味ねえって。俺らはアホほど欲しがりなんでな。未来の世界クラフトしまくる。そそるぜ。これは
君たちの方がさらに強欲だったということか。
そうだ。連中もゼノの知見は欲しい。ゼノは直されて科学を続けるんだ。俺の石像の未来永劫人質状態と引き換えに。やんじゃん、勝ちだぜお前らの。
あの光は
敵が宙に割れないように全員防御して。
So you just show us a little bit of the moon and then that's it. I thought you were going to show us more or whatever, or white men. Are you still counting, Senku? Wait, are these two? I feel like I'm trying to remember if one like the when the animals that trying to remember like when Francois was first when she woke up. No, I don't know. It's been a while. A while. Oh my goodness, they've grown up. Don't tell me they are gonna be the ones to wake them up. See, I'm trying to remember. I'm like, there was this little doggy, and then there was this little pig that they were gonna try to kill, but then they're like, no, don't kill the pig or something or other. I don't know. But aren't they like all the way back there? I don't think they're gonna make their way over here. So it can't be them that wake them up. Thunder! Suika! Don't make my baby.
やったんだよ。
No, do you have more survival fluid? No, you're not. It's just you. It's just you, Suika.
もしかしてスイカだけなんだよ。
Yeah.
アホほど重要な復活役。別動隊はスイカ。
結局最後はちゃんと復活役になれたんだよ。スイカはお役に立つんだよ。まずスイカはメガネないと目がボヤボヤしちゃうんだよ。今度は転ば
Oh my god, is that a serpent?
こんなの全然へっちゃらなんだよ。あったんだよ。次は復活液を探すんだよ。ないんだよ。最後だったんだよ。ないんだよ。もう復活液なんて。ずっとペコペコなんだよ。死んじゃうんだよ、スイカは。一人ぼっちのまま。 いに一人ぼっちなんて。
俺はこの地球上で今たった一人の人間だ。
千空も最初ずっと一人ぼっちだったんだよ。みんな起きれるって。復活液さえ見つければみんなの石像を探すんだよ。復活液誰かが持ってるかもしれない。時間かかったって。なんやあのお猿、お顔だけつるっぴかやで。はじめましてなのかな。人間だよ。
フィラメント寒空も照らロマンスは今どこにいるの。浮かしてしまうほど声が今も残ってる。に行くから。
I don't know why, but I was under the assumption that this episode was going to be the final episode. And then there's going to be another part to this final season that's going to be coming up in April, I believe. Because last episode I was confused. I thought last episode was the final episode of the season. But then when that episode ended, they were like, next episode, until we meet again. And then I'm like, wait, I'm not seeing it on Crunchyroll. But it was on Crunchyroll. So I was assuming that that episode was going to be the final one for some reason. Because usually when I'm watching something on Crunchyroll, let's say I'm watching a season, right? And then I click on a particular episode. If there's an episode after that, when I scroll down on the page that I'm watching, the current episodes that I'm watching, when I scroll down on that page, it shows previous episode and then it shows the next episode, So when last episode I watched that, I saw the previous episode, but I didn't see the next one. So that's why I assumed that it was the same thing. And in this episode as well, it did the same thing. It's just showed the previous, it didn't show the next, because it usually shows the next in the thumbnail and or whatever. It didn't show that either, but I'm like, okay, let me just double check, since that's what I assumed the last episode and it turned out to be not true. So I'm like, let me double check, and then it seems like there's like 2 more episodes after this one. It's gonna end on episode 24. So yeah. I also, the reason why, well, I noticed, I guess, well, I played out the outro because my reaction for Dr. Stone that I posted today, there was a comment on it that was telling me to watch the outros, that there are some differences, because I had mentioned during that reaction that it was the standoff between it was the standoff of Tsukasa, Hyoga, and Kohaku against Stanley's army. And excuse me. And I mentioned during that episode, because it was those 3, and when the outro for this final season has been playing, it's just been those 3 like running and everything. So I'm like, oh, is that why the outro was focused on them? And then this person commented and they're like, look, there's gonna be some differences after that one. So I guess I need to go back to the previous episode and watch that outro to see if there's any differences there. Let me see. This one, it was focused on Suika. Um, yeah, just focused on Suika, and then did they show those three? No, I don't think. Oh, either way, Suika was in there, and she didn't used to be. Let me go back to the previous episode and see the outro to see if there's any differences there. No, I don't think this one is. I feel like this one is the same as before. Yeah. Okay, so I guess the differences starts with this today's episode. This one is still focused on Tsukasa Hyuga and Kohaku. Okay, so the difference I guess starts with this episode. I went last episode. I was like just devastated with the way things were played out and just quiet and everything. I went into this episode not carrying that feeling into it, even though I knew the situation was dire, I knew the petrification started, right? So I was assuming that this episode was the last episode. Was I feel like I keep saying assuming. I was assuming this episode was basically gonna reveal Senku's plan and then show us how he basically, I don't know, I guess revives the not the whole world, but I guess at least our people, right? That's what I was assuming. So I don't know why I thought it would be that easy. When the beam started and then they showed Senku and Roman Kaseki. And Senku was being absolutely positive that the US team was going to be able to get the Medusa back and activated and all of those things. And they were discussing how to revive everyone, right? And I said during that episode that I felt like Senku's gonna have to do what he did when they were on that island. And Ibara, I believe it was his name, when he was trying to petrify everyone on the island, and they threw the revival fluid into the air and all of that. I was assuming that he was gonna do something similar. And Chrome was the one that brought that up, I believe. But then he also came up with a plan that he said was gonna be crazy or something or other like that. I don't know. They were just talking about what to do, and then Senku got shot, and I'm like, I thought we were done with the shooting last episode, But then Senku got shot, and then they noticed the beam coming. And Xeno realized that Senku's plan worked. They were able to do what they wanted to do. But then it's like, okay, how do we save ourselves, basically? And they showed Ukyo. Ukyo was in a tree somewhere, and then he shot at Francois, I believe, and her, what's it called? Her rope got untied, and then they got untied everyone, and they took the revival fluid because it was gonna be Suika Francois that was basically gonna be the revival fluid team. I guess they were supposed to revive everyone, so they had in their bag they had a whole bottle, multiple bottles of revival fluid that they were supposed to use. So I'm trying to remember the sequence of events, but I don't think I fully remember how things played out. But I just remember Stanley shooting at them. They didn't actually show us Suika get shot. They just showed us her melon head like flying in the air and breaking and everything. And I'm like, these adults are killing these kids, you know? And then I think when I think Stanley and Xeno were talking about how they have the revival fluid and all of that. And it turned out that they didn't, because Suika was running away with it. She wasn't killed. So she took the bag and was running and running. What happened that they only had one left. I don't know if it's Stanley was shooting at her or something. But either way, there was only the one revival fluid that was left, and then they Chrome had it at one point, then he threw it again, and then they put it in the tower that they made. Because they were like, okay, when Taiju has screamed, I guess, into the beaker, and then the thing broke up there, they're like, okay, we're gonna do something similar. They're gonna put the vial there. Sooner or later, there's gonna be some kind of loud noise, boom, that's gonna break the bottle, and then the fluid is gonna flow out, right? Senku was shot, and the only person that was mobile was Suika, and he told her to go stand under the tower, so that once the thing breaks, it's gonna fall on her, and then she's gonna revive them. At one point, excuse me, they showed Chelsea and Luna as well. I guess they also had revival fluid with them, and she messed up, and they got turned into stone. They showed everyone like around the earth. There's Ishigami village being turned to stone. What was his name again? Toyo's also as well. I like the fact that he told, knowing what was coming, he told the others to take a defensive position so that they don't break off, that they are intact. Clearly believing that sooner or later they're gonna wake up, and they wanted to keep their bodies complete, I guess. Now, Stanley knew what the plan was, and he was like, yes, your plan, like he figured it out, but then he's like, you miscalculated, because I can just shoot the thing out. And I'm like, so you're gonna do this and let everyone turn into like he was saying, okay, if I shoot it, there's a chance that the fluid could fall onto one of our people. And I'm like, okay, so you're gonna take the chance, and if that chance doesn't work, then everybody's gonna be like, okay. But then he started thinking about how the Senku and the others wanted to work with Xeno and his science brain and whatnot. Then he started remembering when they were kids and how Xeno was like all about the science, I guess. So I'm thinking he's thinking that if the Kingdom of Science plan worked and Suika gets revived, and then they would revive their people, that they are sooner or later going to revive Xeno as well, because they're going to want his science brain and all of that. And because Xeno also loves science, I guess he's like, okay, let me just let this thing play out. And then he's like, you gotta win. Okay, whatever. Now, time passed. They showed the dog and the pig. No, I was like, when I saw the little dog and then later the pig, I'm like, these two seems familiar to me. It's been a while since we've seen those two animals, in the show. So I was trying to place them and I can sort of like remember scenes with them. I remember, I think at one point they were trying to look for oil, and then they were like I think that's where the pig came into play, and then they were gonna cook. I don't know. Either way, I was seeing flashes of scenes with them, and I'm like, oh, wait, those are the animals, right? And they even showed a flashback of Suika playing with the dog, and I'm like, wait, don't tell me that this dog and the pig are gonna be the one to wake them up. But then I'm like, no, they are all the way in Ishigami village, and Suika is currently in South America, so that can be true. And then it turns out that at first it was this was it what kind of animal was it? A tiger, a panther? I don't know, it was like some kind of animal like that made a noise at first, and the valve broke a little. But then after some time, it was lightning, a thunderstorm that happened, and that's where Suika woke up. Now she woke up and she was, hey, we're back. But then she soon realized that she was the only one there. And then she's like, okay, I need to find some revival fluid and wake everybody up, but she's not finding any. And as time went on, she just started feeling desperate and alone. And then she started crying. When she said that she wanted to go out to hug her, she was just a kid, she's just a kid. And then when she was like, I'm alone in the world, that's when she realized that Senku was also alone when he first woke up, So she toughened herself up, I guess, and she took her job seriously. She made a not a hut, but somewhere where she can live, and then she got this food as well. And I think clothes. Just something about clothes. And I love the parallel between when first Senku woke up, and then they had the monkeys and they were calling Senku like a shiny monkey. They did sort of like the same thing with Suika as well, so it was kind of nice to see that parallel. She's like, okay, I need to find some revival fluid, but it's like, where are you gonna find any? Because it seemed like the last one that they had was the one that woke her up. I'm wondering, as I was talking about Chelsea and Luna, because Suika is saying that she needed to gather everyone up, right? And then thinking about Suika and not Suika, Luna and Chelsea. She only threw one vial. I'm not sure if she has any more inside her bag, but if she does, then once Suika is able to find them, then she's gonna find more revival fluid, and then she's gonna use that, I guess, to wake Senku up at first. I feel like Senku should be the first one to wake up. He's gonna be the brain, right? So I don't know. I guess I'm glad that there's 2 more episodes after this, because if the season had ended like this, I'm like, I would have been super upset. Thank you guys for watching, and if you like this reaction, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe, and if you want to see my reaction to episode 23, the link is going to be in the pinned comment, so you can just click on it and you can watch it right now. And you can also catch up with my previous Dr. Stone reactions. There's a playlist in the comment as well. So thank you for watching, and I will see you next time. Bye. In the dead stars in every motto, if there is no hope.